You've cleaned that room 26 times, and right now it's a disaster again. And there's a sentence running through your head, not about the room, but about you. What's wrong with me? I want to talk to you about that sentence today because that is the real problem, not the mess. And by the end of the video, it's going to help you see your messy house in a way you can't unsee it. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you what's happening in your brain when the messes pile up. And I think it's going to take off the weight that you've been carrying for years. But first, I need to tell you about a drawer and a wrench. So a few years ago, I got to the point where the mess was piling on top of me. I was drowning, and it was to the point where, let's face it, if someone knocked on the door, I panicked, wondering who was on the other side. I was way outnumbered with kids, and they were in a messy period of life, and I just couldn't keep up. They could make messes faster than I could do anything about it. But one day I decided that I really couldn't handle it anymore, and I was really going to fix it. So I got all my motivation, and I decided I was cleaning the house if it was the last thing I did. So I got the plan, read the tidy up books, got all the techniques, binged YouTube, had all my plans in place, and got going. One of the first places I hit was the bedroom. I went in there and started cleaning out my clothes, cleaning out the bedroom, getting everything done. I was feeling pretty good about myself until I walked out of my bedroom and saw that while I was cleaning, the kids had made a much bigger mess than I had cleaned up in the rest of the house. Took a breath, decided, you know what? I'm going to just pretend I don't see that and keep going. I've got this. So next I went to my bathroom and I thought, okay, I'm creating order here. I'm decluttering. I'm making it easier to clean. So I got out my baskets. I organized the drawers. I made everything beautiful. I got rid of the things I didn't need, ditched the duplicates. I was feeling so fantastic. And as I opened the drawers just to, acknowledge that I had done something amazing, I felt so good. I was thinking, oh, these drawers look amazing. So I closed the drawers, took a deep breath, and went out to try to address the rest of the house. Well, a few hours later, I went back into my beautiful bathroom to enjoy it. I opened the drawer, and as I opened the drawer, my heart practically stopped. What I saw when I opened that drawer was not what I expected. What was in the drawer was a wrench. No, really, a wrench, like the tool that should be in the garage. Yeah, that was in my beautifully organized drawer that was anything but beautiful and anything but organized anymore. Not only had someone in my house gone in and messed up everything that was in the baskets, but they had literally, yes, literally thrown a wrench in my plans. There was now a wrench in my bathroom drawer. Now, my friend, I have to tell you that I would like to say I was calm as a cucumber and handled it really well, but no, in that moment, I thought, this is pointless. There is no way I can get my house under control if my family is literally going to do this to every area I clean. It was very frustrating. But what I've learned since then is what I want to share with you now. What was happening in my brain was something that I didn't even know was taking place. In that moment, when I saw the wrench, was I mad at my family? Yes. Was I frustrated? Yes. Was I upset I had to clean it again? Also, yes. But what was really happening is that I was giving myself a silent report card. And what that report card said is, this is hopeless and you can't handle it. This mess is bigger than you. This problem is bigger than you. And you might as well give up now because you don't have what this problem takes. What I've learned throughout the years is that the mess, that's real and it's hard. And there's a lot of things we can learn and we can just adjust and change to make that easier. But until you also addressed those things that are happening in your head, in your mind, and in your body, then it really is a losing battle. Because as I stood there at the drawer, my heart sank, my energy depleted. I didn't want to keep trying again because I could see that it wasn't working. And as my brain decided that I didn't have what it takes, it made it so that I didn't want to even do it in the first place. The battle against the mess is real. But unless you win the battle in your mind and in your body and nervous system first, then you don't have a prayer of making the mess easier to tackle. The other problem you're up against is that your brain is a lot like a computer with 200 tabs that are open all of the time. You've got to remember to do the laundry, start the dishwasher, don't forget that soccer carpool. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to email that teacher. And oh my goodness, you guys want to eat again today? Didn't I just feed you yesterday? I have no idea what's for dinner. I still remember the day my kid came home and said, Mom, did you know that most families eat at 5 o'clock? I laughed so hard because in our family, that never happened. 5 o'clock was when I was asking myself, oh no, what on earth is for dinner? So if you have ever found yourself in that position and you feel like your brain is trying to keep track of so many open tabs that a lot of them just get dropped and you feel like you're always running behind, I hear you, I see you, and I hope this video helps answer some of those problems for you so that you can lift some of that weight off your shoulders. The first thing that it's so important for you to understand is what science says about the mess in your house. Science has proven that when there is clutter, when there is mess, which let's face it, if you're a mom, there is, that it actually weighs down your brain, just like those open tabs on the computer. When you have 20 tabs open on your computer, it just runs slowly. It gets hung up. You try to open things and it just doesn't work. As a mom, your brain does the exact same thing. You have an inhuman amount of things to tackle and take care of and juggle every single day. No one else is reminding you. You don't have a personal secretary, although trust me, I wish I had one sometimes. But you're supposed to hold it all together anyway. So is it any wonder that sometimes when you try to open a window of let's have dinner by 5 o'clock, that the window just won't open? You can't juggle all the balls at the same time. Things fall through the cracks and you end up feeling like you're broken as a mom. You end up looking around at other people and saying, they can do this. What's wrong with me? But here's the truth. The reason you can't hold it all together is not because you're broken. And it's not because you're using the wrong system. It's not because you haven't watched the right YouTube video yet. The reason is that order, when it is forced from the outside in, never holds. It doesn't matter how many different chore systems you use, how many different organization systems you use, it is still going to implode if what is happening on the inside, in your nervous system and in your brain, does not match the level of order you're trying to create. Not only that, but when you are carrying so much, it silently drains your system in very, very real ways. What I discovered is that the reason I couldn't hold all the balls is because I was exhausted all of the time, because my energy was being drained in ways I didn't even acknowledge. If that's an issue for you, be sure to check out in the description. I actually have an energy leak checklist. It's a free download, takes 2 minutes, just goes through and shows you some of those silent places your energy might be leaking. So be sure to check that out if that would be helpful for you. If your energy is low, it's hard to do all of the other things. But if your mind and if your nervous system are not on the same level as the order you're trying to create, it will not hold. So please hear me when I say you are not broken. You're a good mom with a nervous system that's been carrying every unfinished thing in your house alone for years. So today I want to share with you a tool to help you in those moments, when you look at the mess and your brain gives you that report card that says, hey, mama, you're failing this because that is not a message that is helping you in any area of your life. This tool is called the doorway breath, and it's one that I use when I am feeling particularly overwhelmed and maybe not very nice to myself, when I'm judging myself a little too harshly. How this works is step one, you just want to stand and look at the messiest room. You've got this one, mama. This one's easy. Pick a room, any room, just look at it. Don't clean it, don't fix it, don't think about all the things you need to change, just be there. Step two is to take one reset breath. This is a tool I use in the circle with moms, but I want to share it with you today because it's really helpful in this situation. What you want to do is just put your hand on your heart and take a breath. You want to exhale longer than you inhale. Do that a couple of times. What you're doing is you're just giving your nervous system a chance to calm down. Because like I said, as long as your nervous system is not in order, the room will never stay that way either. So it's not just about organizing, it's about getting your body and your mind to a place where they will align with the order you are trying to create. When you see the mess, what happens is it triggers your nervous system to go into fight or flight. You start getting tense about all the things you need to do, all the problems you need to fix. Your heart beats faster, every system in your body goes faster. What also happens is your brain goes into fight or flight where it doesn't work very well. And so, are you able to fix problems in that state? No, your body and mind are not in the same state where order exists. So, in order to have that order hold, we first need to get your brain and your body to a place of peace. This is where the reset breath is gold. So, hand on heart, just take a couple breaths, let yourself calm down a bit. And once you've done that, step three is to speak the truth. You're going to say out loud to yourself, "This is a mess, not a message." What you're doing here is you're reminding yourself that this mess is a problem that can be fixed. It is not a message about who you are or that you need fixed. It is so important that your body and your mind believe that if you're going to get to a place where keeping the order is easier. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. This tool is going to help in the moment, but it isn't a long-term fix because the systems and the things that are required in order for your house to be easier to keep clean are not something I can teach in a 10-minute video. But what I will tell you is that in July, I am going to be doing a 5-day free challenge that's going to address all of these levels. We're going to talk about the outside issues. How do you make your house actually easier to take care of? We're going to be talking about your mind. Where does this live in your mind? Let's win that battle so you aren't constantly feeling like a failure, so that those tabs on your computer screen of your brain are not always opening, silently draining your energy, so that you actually have the energy and the presence of mind to fix the problems instead of just re-cleaning them over and over again. We're also going to be addressing your nervous system, how to get to a place of peace so that you actually have the energy and the presence to do what needs to be done. One of my favorite parts of this challenge is I'm going to be sharing with you my meal planning system because remember, mom, did you know that some families have dinner at 5 o'clock? Yeah, dinner so was not my forte. In fact, it was the bane of my existence. I used to say all the time, why do we have to eat? I hated it. So because I had the problem, I created a system that took a lot of the pressure off my plate so that what do we have for dinner problem was solved without me even having to fix it. That's a system I'm going to hand to you that you can copy and paste and use for yourself. Adjust it to your needs. It's going to be AI supported so that you have the prompts, you just plug it in and it is done for you. So that is all coming in that challenge. I am so excited. If that is something you'd like to join us for, be sure to join my mailing list. It's in the description below so that you are the first to know when I open the doors for registration in July. The challenge is called More Mom Less Maid. It is the far and away most popular challenge I have done. I've done it in the past. a few times, and it's always the one that moms tell me they absolutely love and they love to do it again and again. But this one is going to be majorly upgraded. So excited to add those other elements of your nervous system and also those practical things like meal planning that are, the bane of our existence. So, like I said, join that mailing list in the link below so that you can know as soon as the registration for this opens. It's going to be completely free, just a few minutes a day for 5 days to get you back on top. And if this video resonated with you, my next video is going to be about how your house, your patience, and your energy all seem to collapse at 5 o'clock every day. It's not you, and it's not coincidence. And I think it's going to explain half of your week. So as soon as it posts, I'll link it at the end of this video. Find your center so your kids can find theirs. I'll see you in the next video.